Do the Phoenix Suns need Tyrese Haliburton?
Stephon Marbury sure thinks so.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the PHNX Suns Podcast. I'm Lindsay. That's Gerald. That's Espo. Shout out to everybody who is with us already, chatting in the chat. Leo, we see you. Feel the same way. Laking Ball, Jesus, Dagoon, Archer, Keeler, Cade. Thank you all so much, Amelia, for being here with us early. Keep the chats coming in. And of course, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button.
Can I put the tinfoil hat on for 1 second
sure.
here? I've had a sneaking suspicion for a while. Leo is Saul's burner account.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah?
and that picture was added so we wouldn't think it was him, because why would you do yourself dirty?
It's
like
a great
that?
picture.
It's a great observation there, Espo. Maybe. I can see that being a thing. All right, gentlemen, off the top of the show, we do have some Suns news and notes to discuss. First and foremost, the Suns did announce this week that a few of their preseason games have been updated. The times have changed. So just so everyone is in the loop, start times for Phoenix Suns preseason games on Sunday, October 13th and Thursday, October 17th have changed. So the game on Sunday the 13th at the Denver Nuggets has been moved to 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and will now be nationally televised on ESPN. Look at us getting national love for a preseason game.
Love it.
And then the game on Thursday, October 17th against the Los Angeles Lakers has been moved to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and will also be nationally televised, this one on TNT. And just in case you guys are curious on where you can watch all of them, all 5 Suns preseason games, including the 2 we did just mention above, will be broadcast locally on Arizona's Family 3 TV and Arizona's Family Sports.
Look at this. How big time are I remember a time where the only way that you could get Suns preseason was to listen to the radio.
I mean,
and you know why I know that? Because I had to run social for the team while listening to the radio for road games in the preseason. So look at us. We're a big boy city now.
I mean, I feel like you were still describing things that were like 2 years ago.
I mean, honestly, it wasn't.
We could barely watch preseason games a couple years ago. So this is nice that we'll be able to watch every single preseason game and have access to it. I know it's just preseason, but we have a lot of new faces and guys in different roles, and it's going to be exciting to just have Suns basketball back in our lives again.
Yeah.
So close.
Absolutely. And we, like we said, the 5, because they did add that extra one that'll be played in Michigan.
Yeah.
So we got 5 games this time. So we have one on Sunday, October 6th. That's our very first one. Tuesday, October 8th, Friday, October 11th, Sunday, October 13th, and Thursday, October 17th.
Was the 6th the one they added? Or was that?
No, it's the 8th is the one that they added that Tuesday.
I'd like to thank the Suns for having a game right when I come back from vacation. I get back that Saturday, and I'll be in the saddle on Sunday with you.
Same. I get back on Friday.
So let's go. Preseason basketball.
And I really planned our vacations perfectly this year.
I do this every year. Because my wife goes, hey, we're going on fall break with our daughter. And I go, great, right before the season. Let's go.
Perfect timing.
Exactly. But like you said, Gerald, excited to have preseason televised because we do have a lot of new faces on the squad, and we know in preseason you're not going to get a full glimpse as to what this team is going to run out, but it's still a nice introduction into the guys, and it'll be fun because it means basketball's back. Honestly, I was looking at the calendar like, this is like 3 weeks away, you guys.
Yeah.
We are
almost
just
here.
around the corner.
We got some work to do.
It's been a long off season, but the wait is almost over. So get ready. All right. Now that we've got that out of the way, we do have one additional update that we need to share with you guys. We got another Baxter Holmes tweet. Okay. He tweeted out news. The Phoenix Suns are embroiled in a dispute with a former employee who is claiming discrimination and wrongful termination and is seeking $60 million in damages, according to a 25-page statement from August 2024 that was obtained by ESPN. First and foremost, don't stress, you guys, because I know the initial reaction is, we just did this. Now we have to do it again with a new ownership group. What's going on? That's not the case.
Yeah, so we did get a statement from the Senior Vice President of Communications, Stacey Mitch, in that ESPN story. A former employee who last worked for the organization in 2023 was terminated after less than 10 months due to repeated failure to perform her job duties. The individual filed a baseless charge with a state agency and is now trying to use ESPN reporting from 2022 specific to previous ownership to make egregious claims in order to support her ridiculous demand for $60 million from the Suns organization. To be clear, this individual is making false claims in an attempt to gain tens of millions of dollars. We are confident the courts will find no merit to these claims and quickly resolve this matter. The Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury are creating a world-class organization for every employee. We will not let opportunists succeed in their attempts to manipulate the media and use years-old reporting to seek financial gain.
I talked to some people and can confirm, even in the claims that are being made, this is old ownership, other executives that were part of that. This isn't something new to worry about, like Lindsay was saying. So not some kind of new scandal, just something from the past. And as we heard Stacey Mitch say, the organization is feeling it's baseless. So nothing to worry about.
Yeah. And we just wanted to put that out there as nothing to worry about because, again, I know it's one of those things where you're like, we went through the thick of it with previous ownership. We are still on the other side. So nothing to worry about as of right now. Matt Ishbia, Josh Bartelstein, everybody else not really or not at all involved with what is being shared within these documents that ESPN obtained. So there you go. There you go. Just wanted to put a little pin in that one. On a positive note, we do have more Devin Booker shoes coming out.
We do.
What a quick turn. Now, let's go shoes.
Well, you know, you just got to rip the Band-Aid off. But we'll play a little snippet here of what Devin shared on his Instagram story. If you want to see the full thing, you're going to have to go over there. But here's a sneak peek.
So the Python is coming soon to the world.
This is the first look.
Phoenix inspired. I got them on right now and just got them today. Go take a few pairs and do a little scavenger hunt around Paris. What's up, man? First one to it. Do your thing, man. Yeah. Oh, that one. How you feeling with me, bro? Oh, you can fly now. Finders keepers, man.
I've been running for like 10 minutes to work. Just right. Oh man, nice meeting you.
He's worn too.
You been hooping or what? Yeah, I'm hooping. Damn! You hoop at the playoff court? Every time. You heard him. All right, y'all.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
We'll see you at the next game.
Yes.
So we got the Python colorway coming out, hopefully in the next couple of months. He just said come in soon.
Yeah.
I would assume early fall because we do have the Halloween ones.
Yeah.
And the purple ones that come out in early November.
So maybe these are December then? I don't know.
Got a busy Christmas coming up.
Every month, I think we're going to get a new color.
Yeah, I think so. But there's a ton of them out there at this point in time. But Espo, you brought up a good point. When do we get hide and seek in Phoenix?
I want my hide and seek here. Not that I'm going to go find them, but I want, for you, the people, I want a hide and seek here. Finders keepers, if you will. I mean, he said these are inspired by Phoenix, and we know big Python community here in town. But you know, I want to see this. Maybe it'll be the purple ones. That is obviously very much Suns related. So I want to see that for you, the people. Come on, book. I got a suit that looks like the same pattern as the shoes too.
That
Do you?
doesn't surprise me at all.
You got the snakeskin suit?
I got snakeskin suit. Can wear instead of
I'm
snakeskin
gonna need
boots.
you to
I can
wear this
books.
on a preseason
Okay.
post-game show now.
I'm not trying to be mean.
Huh.
I'm going to be a little mean.
Okay.
One, we absolutely do need something in Phoenix like this.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I understand he spent a lot of time overseas this summer
For sure.
doing things far more important than playing hide and seek with people in Phoenix for shoes.
And to
or
be
finders
fair,
keepers,
if you do that in Phoenix this time of year, they melt.
Yes, that's
That's
fair.
true.
But I do think we need one to
Yeah.
happen here in Phoenix very soon. The other side of things is like the Python version was like inspired by Phoenix or whatever. Like I literally had to look it up because I was like, I'm pretty sure we don't have pythons like that here. Do we? Am I tripping? It's rattlesnakes. So where did that come from? What am I
Eric,
missing?
take me off the set. No,
You're
I'm just
stuck,
am I
buddy.
missing
You're
something?
stuck.
no.
I feel like I might be missing
It's
something. I don't know.
python, snakes. It's fine.
Whatever.
I mean, yeah,
Snake-
it's snakeskin. I mean,
Rattlesnake,
snakes.
python, all the same
We're good
thing.
with it.
Just
Devin probably
don't
said,
pick
I
it
want
up.
snakeskin. Somebody at Nike goes, yeah, python. That's a snake, right? We'll just call it that.
They have those there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they look nice.
They
I'm
do.
not
They look nice.
They look really nice. I'm not a snakeskin guy myself, but they look pretty cool if you can pull that off.
Look, I need a budget. Well, I'm the GM here now. I can make a budget
Yeah.
for me to get all these new shoes, right?
There you go.
Can
Not the
you?
power's going to my head or anything.
Is that right?
One day actually not even one day, Monday. But no, I look, I'm already addicted to these shoes. I got to tell you,
Yeah.
I find them immensely comfortable. So any colorway, if I can get my hands on them and my wife doesn't kill me for spending the money, yeah, I'm in on them. So.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for these ones coming. And as I always say when we talk about Devin's shoes, time to get your money right if you want to get your hands on all of these because there's just so many at this point. It's hard to keep up,
There are.
which is amazing. But that means there's more opportunities for you to get some. There's also more opportunities for you to get some cool articles of clothing with our friends at Branded Bills. So let's go ahead and tell you all about it. Our friends at Branded Bills will help you elevate your brand with the perfect headwear and apparel. Well, I'm sorry, that was brutal, but whatever. Whether you need
Drum
snapbacks,
roll.
trucker hats, fitteds, beanies, or t-shirts, our friends at Brandon Bills have you covered with performance and style. Also, if you are looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd, they have you covered with the best custom headwear that you can get your hands on. You can start your order, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel that you are looking for and that you need. They also have partnerships with ASU and U of A as a part of their campus collection. And the best part is when you shop with Branded Bills, you are also supporting a local company because they are from Mesa, Arizona, and who doesn't love that? Plus, we got a discount code for you, so head to brandedbills.com, use code PHNX for 20% off your first order. That's code PHNX.
Yeah, I got one on order. It's going to be at the house soon. I can't wait. But you know what I also can't wait for? My new pair of Shady Rays that are on their way. Because you know what? Even when we get to fall in Arizona, it is bright and you need a good pair of shades. And when you're on, on vacation too. Why did I get the look that when it's almost fall? All right, Eric? Come on. Shady Rays.
That's not why I'm giving you a look.
Yeah, well, all right. Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company offering world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
It's a lot.
That is a lot. I
Yeah.
feel, what is that? It's one of the cities here at least, right?
Yeah.
Gotta be.
So look at that. 300,000 people take care of, give you a 5-star rating. Eric's texting me during this as well. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so check them out. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out the best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use promo code PHNX for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Now, I'm going to go to the correct day and read you the right.
We can do it later.
We can do it later.
We can
All
do
right.
it later. You're
Because
good.
that's why Eric was texting me.
That's why you
I
check
heard
your
that
phone.
All right, guys. Stephon Marbury
Mhm.
had some things to say about the Suns
He did.
and what they needed.
Mhm.
I'll let you guys listen to it first.
KD, Devin Booker, all those guys. Do you expect Phoenix to be better this season than last?
I think they need a PG. They need a scoring point guard, they need a guy that can really get people going, but can really go too. Like the kid that played for Indiana Pacers.
Haliburton.
What was his name?
Tyrese Haliburton?
Tyrese. Oh my God, he'd be off the hook.
Someone check on Stephon
I
Marbury.
know, honestly, though.
I just want it'll be off the hook. look, okay. I appreciate Stephon Marbury for his time here. But dude did eat Vaseline on a live stream at one point, and so his Tyrese Haliburton take is not anything that surprises me. Look, yeah, Tyrese Haliburton would have been great when you could have drafted him. All right,
We don't got to dwell on that. That's what I'm told about the 2018 draft. But yeah, like Tyrese Haliburton would be great, but not for the reasons he brought up. We don't need a scoring point guard,
Right.
and Tyrese Haliburton is like not a scoring. I mean, he averaged 20, but also 11 assists. Like the dude is known for his passing and being a point guard, not a scoring point guard.
Also, did you forget about Tyus Jones?
Yeah.
Like,
Or
yeah,
Monte
don't
Morris?
get me wrong. I'm not saying like exact level, same playing field by any means, but I kind of feel like he just completely forgot that we did get a point guard who can pass the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Well, you know who didn't forget about Tyus Jones?
Tyrese Haliburton. He didn't forget.
I'm not going anywhere, so then they would have to, if they wanted to play with me, they would then have to, come here. But the Marbury comment, it's weird.
What do you mean it's weird?
Why?
He's dialed in.
Why does Phoenix need me? They got Tyus Jones. They're a good squad over there.
Well, I mean, Olympic gold medalist point guard versus Tyus Jones.
Well, I mean, I understand, but I'm good in Indy. They're good in Phoenix. Everybody's good.
That was like the most polite way to respond back to that. I give flowers to Tyrese there.
Okay.
I know what you're going to say, so I'm excited for this.
Hold on. Dialed into what, first of all? Stephon Marbury obviously is not dialed in. Second of all, tampering. He said they should come over here while he's on a show with a bunch of Indiana Pacers fans and Pat McAfee and the Hillbilly bunch there. So look. Leave our players alone. I don't care if you won gold medal with them. I don't care if Stephon Marbury's tried to recruit you here. He's not an official member of what we're trying to do. Leave the Suns players alone.
Now, listen,
please.
if you want to put your tinfoil hat on, this is him planting plausible deniability because now when he does come to Phoenix, because Katie and Book recruited him,
Oh, no,
we're talking
Lindsay.
about tampering, then he can turn and be like, no, it didn't happen. I even said they should come here.
You've been hanging out with this guy for too
You
long.
want to put your tinfoil hat on us, well, I'll meet you there.
I'm just laughing that he described Tyrese Haliburton as Olympic gold medalist when the man sat
I
on the
love
bench the
that.
whole
I
time.
love
Hey, you
Like,
can't take
there
that
are
away
there are
from him.
ways
Take
to
it away from
validate
him.
that Tyrese Haliburton is a different tier than Tyus Jones without bringing up the gold medal run where he didn't play a damn minute.
You can't take away that he got the gold medal.
Of course
he
you
was
can't.
the smartest guy on that whole roster.
But if
He
you-
didn't have to do anything to get it. He got a free trip to Paris. He got cool jerseys and shorts he gets to keep, and a gold medal for not doing anything. If
I'm
I
not
could do
denying
that,
any of
I'm
that.
in.
I'm not disputing any of that. But why? How does that differentiate him from Tyus Jones? It doesn't.
He's got the gold medal. Tyus Jones
Technically
doesn't.
speaking. Technically, Gerald.
That's the weirdest way to say Tyrese Haliburton, you're fantastic. Tyus Jones is not on your level. Let's talk about the gold medal where you played 5 minutes in the whole run.
5 more minutes than Tyus played this summer, and that's not
crazy.
shade on Tyus.
Could throw out
Like,
All-Star. That would have been enough.
Yeah, well, you
Like,
know,
I
more
don't know.
relevant. I
Anyway.
guess. more recent. But here's the thing: while we all are in agreement, Tyrese would be nice. I don't think we need a Tyrese Haliburton on this team. But what do we need? Are we missing any pieces to the puzzle as we approach the start of the 24-25 NBA season?
Yeah.
I still think this team needs some kind of an additional forward. I don't want to say power forward because it's just that's all it's positionless, like they like to say, but I think, a 3-and-D kind of forward still. Like I love Royce, but I think you need a slightly bigger guy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe could Ryan Dunn turn into that? Maybe, but I feel like that's probably the biggest glaring hole to me right now.
Yeah, it's a plus size defensive minded wing, and you're hoping that Ryan Dunn can hit enough threes or do enough offensively with his cutting, other elements of his game to justify being on the court, to where you can have a lockdown defensive wing out there. Because otherwise, if Ryan Dunn can't hit enough threes to be that guy, you're looking at Jalen Bridges, who's on a two-way contract. There is an open roster spot if they want to bring up one of the two-way guys. And we saw in Summer League, Jalen Bridges had no problem catching the ball, shooting it, and making threes. That's all they would need from him offensively. But as a rookie, it's a tough ask to have a two-way guy come in and be a defensive stopper. And outside of that, it's Bol. Like you're still putting too much on Kevin Durant if Ryan Dunn can't be that guy. Because as much as Royce O'Neal is a good defender, he's getting a little bit older. He usually plays the 4 now instead of the 3. Like you need more wings in this league. You need more 3-and-D two-way wings. And the Suns, there are some question marks with some of those guys.
Yeah, and I mean, I just wish you could put like Ryan Dunn and Jalen Bridges into the same person, and you'd have such a solid option there. Even as a rookie, it'd still be a really solid option there.
Yeah.
But your hope is that one of those two guys, or both of them, exceed all expectations this year or in years to come. But it is concerning with the amount of load you're going to put on KD. I mean, we've talked about this. Like, he had an extraordinary healthy last season. There's no guarantee that you'll get that. Knock on wood, touch metal, whatever your thing is.
Yeah.
But you would hope that you would be able to take more off of his shoulders than what we had put on them last year.
Yeah.
Because he is also a year older as well. So I think the chat is all in agreement here, a 3-and-D wing. But also being brought up, no surprise here, a rim running big or a shooting big.
So rim running bigs, we have 2 of those. Like, I feel like Mason Plumlee, as long as he is healthier than he was last year, he can be that. He's not as bouncy as he used to be, but he's a good screen setting, rim running, finishing big around the rim. Oso Ighodaro is absolutely that if he gets an opportunity. Again, he's a rookie, so we don't know that he's going to be able to work himself into the rotation on a team that wants to contend for a title. But he does have that skill set. For me, the floor spacing big is the one that stands out a little bit more. You would like to have somebody that in Bud's system especially can fill that Al Horford, Brook Lopez archetype. I would like to believe that the use of Nurkic offseason videos shooting in a gym are going to translate.
Baby.
Yeah, hopefully, but I don't know if that's realistic or not. And Mason Plumlee, we know he can't shoot. Oso Ighodaro, he's got the push shot from the mid-range, and that's about as far as his range goes. So you're not going to get a lot of floor spacing from your 5s. That is another need for me.
Is it a big need, though, with how much floor spacing you have? Or is that kind of a lesser need in your mind? Because a lot of people obviously still don't like Nurk. Is a lot of the hang-up when they say center. I'm not in that, but is that a lesser concern for you?
I think it's still a concern. Not with the starters. With the starters, you have enough spacing between Tyus Jones and the big 3 around Nurk to not have to worry about it. With the bench, you still have spacing. You have Monte Morris, who's a good shooter. Grayson Allen, we know what he did last year. Royce O'Neal. Those are 3 guys. After that, it gets a little dicey. I think if Bol can carry forward his shooting from last year to this year, that makes a huge difference in terms of the spacing with that second unit. They will be staggering, so it's not like we're going to have a platoon where it's all bench guys. You'll probably have
at least one of the big 3 with
Yeah.
whoever's rolling out off the bench.
So you should be able to have enough shooters, but if you're giving minutes to Ryan Dunn, Oso Ighodaro, Josh Okogie, guys like that, suddenly the spacing gets a little bit tighter, especially if your fives can't really shoot.
I don't see a world where both Dunn and Okogie are getting significant minutes. I think it's one or the other getting minutes. But for me, there's another thing that is missing, but I think they fill it internally, and it's that leadership voice and one voice with this team where we lacked that last year when you looked at what this team did. That voice could very well be Bud. or Book or whoever, but you just need that one. And I don't care who it is, just have that one and everybody be in alignment behind that one voice.
Am I crazy to think that could be Tyus Jones?
No, I mean,
I know he's new, and I know he's technically only here on a 1-year deal. Vetman, more than likely, he bet on himself. He's trying to get a bag next year with somebody else because the Suns don't have any money to give him. I get it. But when you hear him speak, like when we spoke with him when he first got to the Valley and he met with the media, like it's just something about a traditional kind of point guard in the sense of how they hold themselves, the way that they're just their words and the way they formulate sentences. There's something about it that I feel like is just naturally inherent to those type of guys. It comes with the territory.
It can be. And I think from an on-court perspective, in terms of keeping things organized, communicating, that type of thing, I think Tyus will be great. I don't know about from a locker room leadership standpoint. I don't know enough about the guy yet in general to speculate, but I think it's got to be Devin Booker. I think he's got to take a page out of his Olympic mindset and say, I'll do it, and go out and do it, because he is the face of the franchise. We've talked about this before. We know that Book has been vocal in, film sessions and even on the court. We've heard clips. We've seen it on the bench at times, but he's kind of got to be the undisputed guy that everyone looks to, that sets the example, that is a vocal outward leader that he hasn't always been to this point in his career. I think there is something to be said for a point guard keeping everything organized, but at the end of the day, it's got to be Book.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and it would be better if it was Book, because if you're looking at the long term, he's going to be the consistent one of everybody.
Yeah.
Like, unless things really hit the fan and we hit rock bottom, Devin's going to hang here his whole career. That's just what we're all willing into existence here. So it makes sense that you would want that from him.
I think it could very well be Coach Bud, though, too, right? Where I get it. You need somebody on the court, but I think Devin is very good at leading by example, and we know he will hold guys accountable. We always go back to that Chimezi Metu thing that the cameras caught. But look, I'm a big believer from the top down. You have to have one solid vision, right, that everybody kind of buys into if you're going to succeed. And I feel like that probably starts with Bud this year.
Hopefully.
I mean, honestly, Bud might be, we've talked about this a lot, but Bud is probably the missing piece.
Hopefully.
For this group, right?
Hopefully.
Like, we brought in a lot of really solid players who will help 100%. But I think Bud, in theory, should be the missing piece that brings the puzzle all together. Is there anything else you think the Suns are missing, or do you feel like we had a pretty good offseason otherwise?
Point of attack defense, we have it, but do we have it in a way that on the other end we're not giving up a ton? Because J.O. continues to be underrated for what he can contribute when he's out there, but it's also very clear how he hurts the team offensively. Like, if you just can't be passable from three, if you can't finish at the rim at a good rate, because he is a willing screen setter, he's a good roller, he's aggressive when he attacks, but not being able to finish at the rim or from three really limits what you're able to contribute offensively, and that in turn limits what he's able to do defensively. And what he does defensively is incredible. Like, the play that he had last year against the Rockets when he blocked, I think it was Jalen Green, took it down and then dunked on him and got the and one on the other end. That was an unbelievable play. Like, that's an all-time Suns play individually, but we don't get to see enough of that just because the offense isn't good enough to keep him on the floor. So for me, if Josh Okogie can't stay out there, is it Tyus Jones that is having to chase around Steph Curry and John Morant and De'Aaron Fox on a nightly basis? Is it Bradley Beal, who we say, do us a solid tonight, guard this guy? Off the bench, can Monte Morris carry over what he did in Minnesota? Can Grayson Allen just be a pest, like go bother guys off the bench? There are some question marks there for sure.
Look, if Ryan Dunn or Josh Okogie's offense is going to wind up being the key, what they need is a really good sports psychologist that they should add, because I think it's confidence, honestly, because you look at it and J.O.'s done it through stretches. I mean, never been great, but good enough to stay on the court. And then you look at Ryan Dunn's form and everything, and everybody's like, the shot looks good. So I think it's the mental. And then one other thing, I think they need to add a third person in the television booth just to keep Eddie in check.
There you go.
Who's that third person?
I feel bad for that third person.
I don't know.
Who should that be?
I mean, Sophie Cunningham did an okay job when she sat in there.
I mean, that's fair.
But I think you need a veteran that's just willing to say, Eddie, no.
Somebody to go toe to toe with
just
him.
go toe to toe with him.
You know, he's advocating for himself.
No,
he loves to get
Eddie. You have a job.
Hold on. I see Eddie in here once a week, and that's enough for me. Sitting next to him and traveling with him and doing 82 games, no thank you. I'm good, thanks.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, on the other side, we've got more for you guys. But first, we're going to take a quick break and tell you about our friends over at Sanderson Ford. Sanderson Ford is a proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And right now, Sanderson Ford is giving you big payoffs like 0% financing on new 2020 Ford F-150s, Escapes, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition. Sanderson Ford is America's most awarded Ford dealership for customer satisfaction. And the best part is they're a part of our community, right? They actually make sure they are doing the work inside the community by giving back, donating, and supporting places like St. Mary's Food Bank, Southwest Autism Research and Resource Center, among other amazing organizations in the Valley as well. They're family owned and operated and have been through 3 generations. And they thrive on no hassle, no pressure, no nonsense sales approach. So shop the Sanderson Ford Playoff Payoff Sale with no hassle, no pressure, and no nonsense. Football is back, and so are the deals at Arizona's largest Ford dealership, Sanderson Ford. See dealer for details.
I want to tell you about our friends at Shady Raid. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, again?
Game time. I love going to events. I love being out there, and it's not just sports. I do love sports, but theater, comedy. I love going to a lot of things, and I use Game Time for each and every one of them. And one of my favorite things right now is their Game Time picks on the app. It makes it easier to get tickets for your favorite events. It filters out all the fluff to show you only the incredible seats that you actually want to get and the great deals that come along with them. So you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets, because who has that kind of time? And they've got all sorts of great things, like, they have a price match guarantee. If you don't get the best deal, they'll refund you up to 110%. Who gives you more money back than you actually spent? Nobody. And don't email us asking for that if you're a diehard. It's a big no. Check them out. I highly recommend it. And when you download the Game Time app today and create an account and use that promo code PHNX, you're getting $20 off your first order. Sometimes that'll cover all the tickets right there. So terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem that code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time! Woo!
All right, one more, because Espo messed up in the beginning, but this one's the best one, because you can go and hang out at Chicken and Pickle with the PHNX Cardinals crew for the tailgate happening this weekend, September 15th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Chicken and Pickle is an amazing facility. It's an indoor-outdoor entertainment complex that includes a casual chef-driven restaurant, a sports bar, and pickleball courts, as well as a bunch of yard games. So if you want to join the PHNX Cardinals crew at Chicken and Pickle for the tailgate, the details, you can find them all at gophnx.com, but you can get all-you-can-eat wings, chicken quesadillas, red pepper hummus. There's drink ticket options and so much more, like giveaways and games as well. So head to chickenandpickle.com to see all the fun you can have at their Glendale location. And if you want to have fun this weekend for the tailgate, head to gophnx.com and click on the events tab to get all of your tickets there.
Please come out. Going to be a lot of fun. I want to give one shout out before we move on.
Sure.
Michelle Beadle, you won Twitter yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
I'm not explaining that, but you can look it up yourself.
Elijah sent us a super chat. Thank you so much. They said the triple threat.
Is that our new nickname?
I don't know.
Is that what we're calling ourselves?
I'm going to assume that's what
I was a little bit
way too cool to be your guys' nickname.
Wow.
Hey, What noise? Why?
That's a good nickname. That's a good nickname. Don't get it twisted now.
Hey, remember when we were talking about Milk as a nickname for what's his face?
Ty Jerome.
Yeah.
You want to call me
Milk?
Milk?
Might actually work really
It
well for
definitely is
Eric.
more fitting for me than it is for Ty Jerome. I'll tell
Or
you that.
powder. You know, we can go
Powder.
Oh my gosh.
I've heard worse.
All right. It's been a week.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot of
and we
announcements.
got another day.
Okay, Elijah said that's what I would call y'all.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you, Elijah.
See?
That's so nice of you.
There you go.
Lucas agrees with me. Way too cool of a
But
nickname.
Lucas does agree. Lucas, we're in a fight, Buster. We're in a fight. We've had a lot of changes happen this week.
You said Buster.
I
Now,
said,
now we
we're
can't be
cool.
triple threat.
Yeah, we could be triple threat, or
There's
I'll knock
only
you out.
so much
Buster.
more
Yada,
to say
yada.
on this
Put up your
topic.
dukes. Hey, Buster, put up your dukes. Let's fight like men.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever, you guys. Maybe we're not the triple threat, Elijah. I
Maybe
appreciate
not.
your efforts there, but whatever.
We tried.
Anyway, we had a lot of things we announced over the last couple of weeks. If you missed yesterday's show, go back and check that one out. But I think it's only fitting that we end today's show with some fun,
Yes,
right?
please.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a little bit of a snake draft because it has also been a minute since we've done a snake draft.
It has.
Espo, you got the first pick in this one,
Oh.
which is wild because I'm very curious to see what you do because we are drafting video games.
Let's go.
Oh, there's only one logical number one pick in a video game draft.
Okay.
What is that?
You have to go Mario, Super Mario.
Okay. So you're
Definitely
taking
didn't draft
Super
what we
Mario
thought.
Bros.
Let's
Okay.
clarify. We're
Yeah.
drafting franchises, right?
Yes. Yes.
So does that eliminate all Mario themed
No.
games?
No,
No.
just the Super Mario Bros. Games.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
I
kind
agree.
of franchises, but like if you pick 2K, one of us can't say 2K12 and the other say 2K13.
Right. So
You
that's
just
the
get
franchise.
2K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think you. I mean, you can also put in a specific game name in there if you want.
Video games, and you can take a franchise like Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So that one's off the board.
So Gerald, you're up next.
I'm the number 2 pick here.
You are.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Mario Kart.
Okay, of course you were.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean that one. That's like the all-time multiplayer video game. I feel like.
is it? There's another one that you know, for a certain age demo.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Okay.
Mine is tough because I'm wondering if I should just take the video games that I play and love, or if I should try to win this game.
I know what you're gonna take. Hocus Pocus for NES.
Wait, is that a thing?
No.
I didn't know that was a thing.
With the number 3 pick.
So I think what I'm gonna do is my first pick, I'm gonna go based off of winning this draft. So I'm gonna go Call of Duty.
Look, I'll be 100%
I would play
honest
Call
with
of
you.
Duty for sure.
Overrated.
I don't know. I think I would have a blast.
You know,
Overrated.
that's why I'm afraid to
currently
start
I would
playing.
agree, but like
it's the same game
overall-
every year.
No, it is now. But back in the day, there was
yes.
nothing better, man.
And
Hold
Call
on,
of Duty's great.
the 23-year-old behind the Mac is like back in the day.
I'm just saying,
What,
it
last
was
year for
better
you?
like 10 years ago.
It's turned into like 2K and
And not
Madden, where it's
25,
like
thank
basically
you.
the same game every year. Just
But
with
we still play.
mine. I don't.
Well,
Stopped
you
playing
don't.
Call of Duty years ago, but
The rest still play. Eric, what are you
I'm just
drafting?
There's a lot of really good choices. I think I'll be able to snag some on the back end. I think I'm gonna go with Grand Theft Auto.
okay.
Good old GTA.
Yeah,
Can I? Okay,
span
you
generations,
want to
not that
say
I should
Call
know
of Duty
that.
is overrated? I feel like Grand
Oh,
Theft
you're
Auto
tripping.
is a little bit like
You are
you
tripping.
know me driving around creating chaos. What are we doing here?
That seems like the perfect game for
Yeah,
you,
but after
Lindsay.
a while, it gets boring.
Since when do you find creating chaos boring?
I am
If it's the
surprised by
same
this.
type of
Who
chaos,
are you?
sometimes it's just you got to sprinkle things and run away.
I don't know
Yeah.
her anymore.
So I'm back up, right?
Yes.
Yes, you're back up.
Okay, so second pick here. Give me Super Smash Bros.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
Super Smash Bros. Okay. So far, Espo has Super Mario Brothers. Gerald has Mario Kart. I have Call of Duty. Eric has GTA and Super Smash Brothers. So for my second one, I'm going to take, shoot. I feel like this might be off the list since it's such an OG legend. I'm going to go 007 GoldenEye.
There's the first person shooter at multiplayer I was talking about.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the most nostalgic one.
Here's the thing.
Fantastic
game, fantastic nostalgia, one of the best multiplayer games of all time. There's only one of those. There's been 10 Mario Karts, and they're all popular as hell.
But you can't increase on perfection.
And
you can. They have.
It also still holds up. I busted out the Nintendo 64 in 2020 when we were all stuck inside our house, and I still had a blast playing that game.
They re-released it.
And the fathead one.
Mario Kart's just like a different level than GoldenEye.
Whatever, Gerald. Remember that one time I beat you in Mario Kart?
Whoa. I do. In that ghetto old place we used to call an office.
With the ginormous lag.
All right, Gerald, what's your next one going to be? What are you
really
taking?
hoping Gerald doesn't take what I'm hoping drops
He probably
to me.
will.
I'm definitely taking The Legend of Zelda here. Because
I forgot that you would
the fact that it's this far into the draft and it hasn't been taken is preposterous.
I'll be honest with you, I've never played it. That's probably a good reason why.
Insane, and I'm upset with you now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Legend of Zelda is an easy pick at this stage of the game.
I got two. So I'm going to throw the haymaker now. NBA Jam.
I knew it was coming at some point.
We thought you were going to take it first, to be honest with you.
You got to take Mario first.
We definitely thought you were going to take it first.
The fact that it's there at the whip around is, I'm shocked.
I mean, the only reason we would have taken NBA Jam this early was to be a dick to you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to lose.
We were nice.
That's very true.
Next, I'm going to take NCAA football. Which encompasses the new game just because they changed the name. But to me, a game that people pined for over a decade and literally forced them to bring it back is something to me. There's a power to that. People were still playing NCAA football 14 up until this summer when they released the new one. They were updating rosters manually. Like, there's a love for that.
For sure. Okay, so it's back to me now. All right, so I'm Lindsay's gonna be so mad at me for this.
Oh no, what are you taking?
You left it on the board for too long. I promise I'm gonna draft something that's not Nintendo based at some point.
No.
Pokemon.
No, dude.
See,
That's what I was gonna go for.
Pokemon encompasses all kinds of different platforms. We all played back on the Game Boy Advances back in the day. They've got new ones on the Switches. There have been so many Pokemon games. Pokemon's a pretty good pick.
I get why
here.
you called me out for that because I still play Pokemon on my phone.
Yeah, Pokemon Go was
for my
like
streaks, but I've only ever played it on Game Boy back in the day. I've never really
Oh, you got to play Sword or
I've never done any of those type of games.
Those were fun.
Where
Gerald, you
outside
upset
of just
me.
collecting them.
I'm sorry,
You
Eric.
upset me,
I'm really
Gerald.
sorry. I promise I'm going to draft something that's not Nintendo. I wasn't expecting I thought she would take Pokemon with one of her first two picks, to be honest.
You just won my daughter's vote. Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
You might have won my vote, to be honest with you.
See, this is tough because I feel like I could keep some of them for later, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go... This one's so tough. I think I'm going to go Donkey Kong.
Okay.
I think.
Interesting.
I'll go Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong Country on N64 was spectacular.
Those games are great.
Can you tell that Nintendo 64 is what I had growing up?
To be fair, the
Most of
original
us did.
Donkey Kong is actually where Mario came from, too. So
that was his first appearance.
I like Donkey Kong. I think it's fun. I don't know. Eric, what you got?
A lot of options. Lot of options.
Yep.
I'm debating between a couple, and I'm trying to stall as I make up my mind.
It's pretty obvious.
If I take like the Lego games, does that include every single different variation
it
of
does,
those?
which is a quality pickup in terms of variety. Because you get Lego Star Wars, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Legos either on.
You haven't? They have a Batman one.
Batman, the superhero, all the Marvel ones. They have a lot of Lego games.
I'm surprised nobody took Fall Boys yet.
What?
Isn't that the one with the bouncy things? Isn't that
Come
what it's
on, Lindsay.
What?
Come on. That's
okay, Grandma. Let's put you down.
No, I was making a joke because it's literally one of the goofiest games ever, and everyone played it like 3 times and it was over. Isn't it called Fall Boys?
Oh,
Or
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
Okay, close enough.
Hey, Busters,
Fall Guys.
don't you know what I'm talking about?
Did you play the Fall Boys
Hey,
on your
can I-
television screen?
Can I
Leave me
interest
alone.
you in a caramel
I played with Shane
candy?
and Sean one time. It was
No,
fun.
I promise you, they used to call
Fall
us
Guys.
the Triple Threat.
The youngest old lady I've ever met.
You guys
All
are
right.
really on my last nerve here.
Still my pick here.
You guys are cruising for a bruising.
There we go. It's getting hipper every day.
I'm gonna
As
lean
in
into
broken
it.
hip.
There you go.
What's your next one?
Lindsay took Call of Duty. I'll go with its I don't know, its enemy, its foil. I'll go with Halo.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I forgot Halo was a thing. Okay.
Lindsay, the memory is the first thing to go.
I forgot your pick was something.
Wait, so Eric, you went. What did
He's
you
went
take?
twice.
Lego
He's got
games
Lego
and then
game
Halo.
That's right. Okay.
Okay, so again, I'm not sure how I should go about this because 5 feels like too few that we could put in here. But I still play Fortnite with my friends, so I'm gonna put Fortnite on there.
Okay.
We still have fun. Gerald, what you got?
All right, let's see. I'm not gonna lie, Halo was probably high on my board just so I have something that's not Nintendo here. I am gonna go God of War here.
What's that?
Good Lord.
I haven't
She's
played
doing
that
it
one.
on purpose.
There's
now.
some of the most critically acclaimed games on the PlayStation. They just released a new one a couple years ago that was like a masterpiece. They're very
This looks like it could be fun.
they're very violent games. Oh, you would love it. It's the God of War.
They're very violent games. You would love it.
It's the God of War literally murdering other gods. So you would this feels right up your alley.
I'll have to look into this one.
Yeah. How are you not familiar with this game? I'm upright.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm an old man. I'm taking Sonic. I got Mario and Sonic on my team.
We were
That's like
Gerald
bird
and I were
magic.
literally just talking about Sonic. So I feel like unless you grew up with that console where you could play Sonic, because what was it on?
Sega.
Yeah, I
Sega.
never had a Sega console. So I never played Sonic unless I was at a friend's house. So I didn't have the love and affinity for it.
Yeah, I'll
I
be
was a
honest. I
Sonic
never was really a Sonic guy.
I was a Sega guy, so I didn't have Mario at my
Yeah.
disposal. Like,
Yeah.
Sega was what I had. So.
What you rounding out with?
So I have a lot of old school, and there's a couple old school that I'm still considering, but I feel like I got to go something new school. And I got a nephew that or I got 3 nephews that play this, and I will never play it because I'm terrible at this kind of game. But I'm going to go Valorant.
Valorant, okay. Wow, he went very new school.
Yeah,
I
All right.
haven't
it's
heard of
very
that one either.
popular. So
What is it?
with the Utes?
With the
So,
U's.
yeah. So a Valorant, it's a first-person shooter
Mm-hmm.
game, and
Okay.
yeah. So
All right.
Man, okay. So
Gerald, what's your final pick here?
my final pick? Man, there's a lot that's still on the board here.
there's a lot of good stuff.
There is. I feel like I gotta have like a sports game in there of some sort. I'm gonna go NBA Street.
NBA Street. Okay.
Made 3 of them, and they were all fantastic.
All right. I think with my final one, I feel like I should pick one that I actually really loved as a kid. Or I don't know. This one's so tough. Do you remember Kirby?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Dude, Kirby went so crazy.
It was such a fun game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but also there's so many other ones. I think I'm gonna pick Kirby.
Kirby is a good
I'm
pick.
gonna go Kirby.
That's the one that
Okay.
looked like a big giant blown up bubble gum.
Yeah.
He would
And eat all
inhale
the
people
things.
and steal their
Yes.
abilities.
Yeah, loved it.
Okay.
So Eric, what's your final pick?
Lots still on the board.
Eric, there is one that if you don't pick, I think we're gonna get just destroyed. on the
Really? I
internet
mean,
What?
you can tell me what it
2K?
is.
But no, I think Madden.
I think so.
Oh.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think
It
I
does
think
now,
Madden-
but like
I don't
all
think I
time,
know.
like
So here's the thing. Madden and 2K. I have my beefs with both of them. But I'm a 2K guy myself. So if I had to choose between those, I would go 2K. I'm also considering Mortal Kombat.
I had that on my list.
I'm
for
considering
sure.
Red Dead Redemption.
Had that on my list.
I'm considering The Sims.
Yeah, I had that on my
Played
list.
it, but wouldn't pick it.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
That's not,
Assassin's
okay,
Creed.
that's not a
Give me
callback to.
Give me Need for Speed, man. That was my shit
Need-
back in the day.
If we're
Need for Speed was good.
Well, I'm gonna pick your poison first, and then I'll throw out more.
Let's talk.
He
No,
doesn't
you
want to
pick
give him
your name.
ideas.
You pick your
He doesn't
game.
want to give
Your
him
game.
ideas.
I'm gonna
Pick your game,
to
sir.
stay true to myself. I will go NBA 2K, but I think I will get slaughtered for it by people
Okay.
because they get upset.
Does anybody remember Crazy Taxi Driver
Yeah,
or
definitely.
Paperboy?
Yes.
Both goated games.
I like Crazy Taxi Driver. I wasn't a big on Paperboy.
I loved
but-
Paperboy. It was so hard.
Did anybody ever play Simpsons Hit and Run?
Yes.
No, I don't.
One of my
Yeah,
favorite games
that
of
was a
all
fun one.
time.
What,
Mortal Kombat was a good one, though.
what was the one that they just made the series? Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah, Twisted Metal.
That was fun. Okay, we left a couple OGs, Tetris and Pac-Man.
Yeah.
That
What's
would
the
have
one
been
that
great
they-
with the '70s demographic.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't pick it.
Did you just call
because,
us old?
No, I didn't
I
pick
called
it.
I called Tetris old.
I didn't pick it. I just they have longevity. They have lasted for a long time.
Yeah.
What's the one that they made that show about the zombies off of?
Last of Us or
The Last of Us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
isn't that a great video game?
It's a great video
Apparently,
game.
I mean, the show was phenomenal.
I think there's
so
only 2 of them.
I would assume
though.
the video game
Yeah.
would be awesome.
No, that one was on my list. Red Dead was on my list. The Batman Arkham games, those are
Yes.
great. Assassin's Creed before they started doing 30 of them.
I had
Um,
I had an NFL Blitz on
that
there.
was a good one.
MVP baseball was the best
Backyard
baseball.
baseball.
Backyard,
The backyard sports would have been
in general.
great.
What was the other one? NBA Live was a better
It was.
basketball series than 2K's ever been.
It was more fun.
And it was just better. Better. 100%.
It was better.
100% better. Even when
But
you
nobody-
had to play
but
it
it
in
wasn't
16
cool.
I think there was a time.
It wasn't cool though.
Near the
I
end, it was
disagree.
not.
Like
it
I
was-
feel okay, back in 2016, 17,
That
they
was
tried
before
really hard, but at
bring
that
it back.
point in time, it wasn't.
Well, because they didn't
Well,
have.
no, it was
they didn't
done. They
code it.
tried to bring it back, and it was dead already. Like it was dead on arrival.
Well, because they had a misstep. People were excited for the relaunch, and then you got like Andrew Bynum that got stuck like this at half
Yeah.
court and all sorts of weird things. And once you just
You know.
code it bad, you're never
Yeah.
gonna get back. So.
Yeah.
Michael Evans sent us a super chat. Thank you, Michael. They said, guys, before your time, Doom.
Doom was on
No,
my
Doom.
list, but I didn't. It wasn't fond enough in my heart to make the final cut.
Not before my time. I played Doom on a DOS computer. All right, Michael. So
DOS,
I
damn.
know Doom.
Also, I got to shout out Star Fox and Metroid because
You got to
I got to shout out
Oh, okay.
Star Fox and Metroid.
Ryan in the chat said Frogger and Duck Hunt.
Oh,
Yo,
those are
Duck
Frogger
Hunt
OGs.
was
Frogger
so
was
fun.
so much
How
fun.
Frogger was good too.
How have they never made a sequel to Duck Hunt
I think
on
they
the
did.
Switch?
I feel like they did.
I
Not
thought
on the
they re-
Switch,
I
but I
thought
think
they,
it was
like,
on the Wii.
re-released,
It was
did
on
they?
the Wii where you could
Okay.
like point at the
Speaking of
screen.
the
So-
Wii, the Wii Sports franchise
That was fun.
also went crazy.
Crash Bandicoot.
Plants
Crash.
vs. Zombies is my favorite iPad game.
Okay.
So fun.
Also-
Great choice, Ryan.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater or Underground. Those
Oh.
games were so much fun.
All right.
Great soundtracks too.
The skate,
Yeah.
the
Let's
skate
recap
franchise.
Yeah.
what we picked. Espo took Super Mario Brothers, NBA Jams, NCAA football, Sonic, and Valorant.
Mhm.
Gerald took Mario Kart, Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, God of War, and NBA Street. I took Call of Duty, 007, GoldenEye, Donkey Kong, Fortnite, and Kirby. Eric took GTA, Super Smash Bros, Lego games, Halo, and NBA 2K. I'm curious to see who will win
Yeah,
this one.
It's
This
gonna
one's a toss-up.
it's gonna depend what kind of
I think
demo
Gerald-
gets.
I feel pretty
I
confident.
think Gerald's gonna win this one.
I probably lean
Gerald
too
would
heavy into
probably win
sports.
this one if it was only a poll from people who played a bunch of video games.
I feel like if I was able to steal Pokemon from him, it would not be.
Yeah, I
as
think
certain.
Pokemon really puts me over the top there.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
I relied too heavily on sports games, and I'm gonna own that because I didn't play anything other than sports games. I was terrible at first person shooters and all that. So
We have a couple super chats here still. The first one is from Leo. Leo sent us one and said, "What's your favorite Nintendo console?"
That's tough.
I mean, if we're all time, 64.
64 is up
Easy.
there. The Switch is up there right now, honestly.
Snowboard kids? Oh my God, how did I forget about snowboard kids?
You can change your pick if you want. Put snowboard kids in there.
I'm sorry, but original NES, and I know it's showing my age, but that was the birth
Like the
of all
box,
these things.
the one that was just a straight up box?
Yeah, where you had to blow in the stupid cartridge.
I need to do those with Nintendo 64
but
too.
Then they told us that actually never did anything. All it actually did was years later make those things rust because it had been.
I still don't believe it.
It still
I don't
works.
believe it.
As someone who still has their Nintendo 64, it still works.
It's like the placebo effect, but for an inanimate object. I felt like doing that. It was going to work. It was going to work.
It was
better.
that, and I was in the age where you'd smack the TV on the side just to hope it would fix something too.
Why not? It's like turning it on and off. Just give it a little whack.
Mm-hmm.
But the Switch is pretty good.
The Switch is really great,
especially
honestly.
like barrier of entrance.
And it's been like 5 years since it came out, and it's still.
You hear they're about to announce the 2?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Not for my bank account.
Lucas sent us one as well. Thank you, Lucas. They said The Last of Us is an incredible game. Play it if you haven't yet, Lindsay.
I'll
have to look into it. What is that on? What console?
The Last of Us, I think it's on PlayStation.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's the hard part is like figuring out which console. Because I know if I commit to an actual console, then I'm going to play way more video games. I think that's why I have the Switch instead of like an actual video game console.
My worst video game decision ever. The Sega had come out with the Sega Dreamcast and there was the PlayStation, right? And I go, well, of course I got to go Sega Dreamcast. This thing's amazing. 5 days later, they discontinued it.
Oh, wow.
I spent $200 on this thing, couldn't return it, and they discontinued it.
Oh,
I was like,
that's
this
messed up.
Did you keep it? Because it'd
Well,
probably
I
be
don't
worth a
have
lot
it
more
now,
money now.
but
Oh,
no.
that's a bummer.
No,
you missed out twice.
Yeah, I did.
Brutal.
I really screwed the pooch on that. So
Brian sent us one and said, Girth not picking BioShock broke my heart. Good day.
So I used to watch my roommate in college play that game or those games, BioShock, and they were entertaining to me for sure. But I don't know about cracking my top 5, Brian. I'm sorry.
what was the one that Amazon just made the show of?
Fallout.
Fallout.
Fallout's good.
Yeah.
Fallout's good too.
Not to be confused with Fall Boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not those Fall Boys.
Whatever.
No,
Brian,
not those drop dudes.
drop dudes. Drop dudes.
So good.
That actually does. That does sound pretty
That's
good.
what we'll call the show when it's me, Eric, and Gerald. We'll Lindsay's on vacation. Drop dudes.
I love it.
Brian saying buying a Dreamcast is like drafting DA number 1.
That one was
That's
funny
tough.
too. We're getting a lot of PC game, like no love for PC games in the chat right now. I never played any games on.
I'm not
PC.
hardcore enough
Not a
to be a
PC
PC
person.
gamer.
Is Valorant not?
I don't know.
All my
I
nephews
think
play
it
it on
is.
PC.
Well, I think you
But
can
I think they
also
were-
build your PC to play a lot of
Yeah.
games. I just feel like I want a controller, and that might be the old lady in me, but I want a controller.
You know, you
Yeah.
can
I know you
connect
can still do a controller on a PC, but it's still I just want to play on some sort of a
Hey,
console.
I'm
don't
sure they're
know.
expensive too to get
They
that
are,
type
and you
of
got to put a lot into
gaming.
it to build them out.
Not
nice.
that video game consoles aren't, I guess. If you think about it, but
I am so old that some of my favorite video game memories is my best friend Chris and I crowding around his desktop computer, both of us using his keyboard to play NBA Live 95 against each other.
yeah.
You don't know frustrating until you have 4 keys that you've got to
Trying to
control
both.
everything while the other guy is right up against your shoulder using 4 keys to control everything in a basketball.
I remember
Oh
the
my
key days because one person would get to use like the arrow keys,
Yep.
but then the other person would have to pick like 4 random letters.
Yeah,
that were
and you're like,
yeah,
what is
sure.
it?
M down, sure. That makes
That's
sense.
so funny. Do we have a console here?
We do. We have an Xbox in
Maybe we'll
studio.
have to play some video games.
We
with
can
all the
live stream
friends
it.
Should.
at some point in time. Why not? It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you as always. Once again, if you're here on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. Help us get those likes up. We appreciate it very much. Rate, review, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. And be sure to follow the show on social at PHNX_Suns. You can also follow me at Lindsay Smith AZ. You can follow Gerald at Gerald Bourget. You can follow Eric at Eric Ruby with a K.
We have a breaking ad
What's our breaking ad?
It's a political ad in the race for
Oh,
mayor.
that's right.
Run it.
Here we
Run
go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm here in my kitchen because everyone is talking about kitchen table issues. And I'm giving all my delegates and all my support to Derek. He's never been convicted of 34 felonies. He's never tried to overturn an election. He doesn't cheat at golf. That's my guy. I'm going with him.
I'm Derek Monte, and I approve this message.
Let me make it clear. I've only had 32 felonies, and I didn't overthrow PHNX. Saul left of his own volition. All right. So Kenny Mayne of Sports Center or whatever podcast you're doing now, I still love you.
Even more political ads in the mayoral race here at PHNX. Who will come on top? Remains to be seen. But continue to do your research, everybody. Make sure you're voting for the right one. We got Espo, we got Derek, and we got Petey in the mix. At least as of right now.
Yeah.
Who knows if there will be a fourth person to throw their hat in that race.
Please, God, no.
All right, Espo. You can follow Espo at Espo. Round us out. Take us home.
Just remember, my list of video games was just better. They didn't do anything good. Ahoy, hoy!
We all silly like the mayor.